This is assignment 1 of chapter 4. So assignment 1, summer test results. Rename sheet 1 as exam data. So right click on the tab, rename exam data, press enter. Chart 1. Display the exam results using a column chart. Information relating to chart setup is displayed in table 4.6. So we want a 2D clustered column. So let's first highlight what we want. And we go Insert, Recommended Charts, All Charts, Column, Clustered. First example, say OK. The vertical axis title should read number of students. So to get a vertical axis title, we click the plus sign. We can go into axis titles, and if we don't check this, we can pick and choose whether we want 1 or 2 axis titles. So we only want the primary vertical axis title, and it comes up here with selection handles around it. And while it's like that, we can type into the formula bar number of students. And when we press enter, that will go into the vertical axis title. Chart location, exam data worksheet. That's where it is. Chart position below the data. So you can grab the background of the chart and pull it down and underneath the data. Now, the question did not ask for a chart title, and the computer put one there. So you can just simply get rid of it by clicking chart title, and while you've clicked chart title, click delete and it goes away. On the top of page 123, we are asked to click the switch row column button to view the chart from the perspective of exam results. So at the moment, we're looking at each grade and seeing how each subject did within that. But we want to look at this in a different way. So if you're clicked into your chart, you have 2 tabs. One is called Design and one is called Format. If I look at the Design tab, there's a facility to switch row column. So if I click Switch Row Column, I get a different type of chart where it's looking at each subject, and within that, how many fails, how many passes, how many merits, how many distinctions. Select Style 3 as the chart style on the Design tab. So the Design tab, we have some things called chart styles. They have greatly reduced the number of chart styles, so occasionally in questions he will ask for a chart style that doesn't exist. This one's quite straightforward. Select Style 3. So 1, 2, 3. And it's like a ready-made format. The next question says, apply the coloured outline accent 1 shape style. So making sure we've highlighted our chart. We go to the Format tab. We have Shape Styles. We drop down the menu. And the one he's looking for is the second on the top row. Now we are going to go to Create Chart 2. Display the spreadsheet results on a separate chart sheet using a pie chart. Information relating to chart setup is displayed in table 4.7. So we know we want the spreadsheet results, but we also must have headings. So we'll highlight that block from A2 down to E3. And we're going to go for a pie chart. So Insert, I always like the long way, Recommended Charts, All Charts, Pie. 2D pie, which is the most simple one, and say OK. He wants us to have a chart title that says Spreadsheets - breakdown of grades. Well, at the moment it just says Spreadsheets. So if I want to add to that, if I click on the chart title first, and then if I click a second time, I now have a typing cursor which I can move around to the end or the beginning with the left, right, up and down keys on your keyboard, space, dash, space, breakdown of grades. When you're clicking straight into the chart title, you need to click away from it to get that to be accepted. Data labels. So a pie chart, unlike other types of charts, you're not reading against a scale up the side. So you do need a little bit of help. So data labels can be found by clicking on the plus button and choosing data labels, but I want to get more information. So just instead of just clicking data labels and accepting whatever I got, I'm going to click the little side arrow and go to more options. And we want not value labels, but percentage labels. But you must put percentage in before you take value out. And we want it on outside end. So at the moment it's just throwing the numbers down anywhere, but we want outside end. And we can close that little format panel. And the chart location is to be a separate chart sheet named Spreadsheet Grades. So always remember you need to be clicked into a chart to get the toolbars, Design and Format. So the one we want is Design, Move Chart, New Sheet, and name the new sheet Spreadsheet Grades. And we say OK, and it jumps to a chart sheet all on its own. Chart 3, very much the same idea, but now we're doing it for database results. So exam data, we need to highlight the database results, but we also need headings. However, because I have 5 cells highlighted here, I must have a corresponding 5 cells highlighted on the row with the names in it. And again, insert, recommended charts, all charts, pi, 2D, OK. Click on the chart title, click into the chart title, move your typing cursor to the end and change this to say database breakdown of grades. Click away from that. It has also asked us to do data labels. We're going to go for more options. Make sure you're on the one that looks like a little chart. Add percentage before you take away value. And ask for outside end. Get the X out of that. We want this on a separate chart sheet named Database Grades. So making sure you're clicked into the general chart. Move the chart, new sheet, data base grades. And as soon as you say OK, it gets a sheet all of its own. When you're selecting multiple spreadsheet ranges, you do so by highlighting the first range as normal and then holding down the Control key and dragging with the mouse to highlight subsequent ranges. So in chart 4, we're going to display the word processing results on a separate chart using a pie chart. Information relating to chart setup is displayed in table 4.9. So I want the word processing figures and I also want the headings. Insert, recommended charts, all charts, pie. Choose the first one, say OK. Change the chart title to word processing breakdown of grades. Click away from that. Add data labels, but go out the side and look for more options. Choose percentage instead of value and change the position to outside end. When you have that done, you're going to move it to a separate chart sheet. So always remember, you need to be clicked into the chart to get the correct toolbar's design and format. We want the design toolbar, move chart, and we're calling this word processing grades. When we say OK, it jumps into a sheet of its own. We're going to update the chart data. So we go into exam data. In the exam data worksheet, change the number of students who failed database from 1 to 6. So database, fail, make that say 6, and we should see charts change to reflect that. So verify that this change has been reflected in the column chart in the exam data worksheet. We see the change made there. And the pie chart in the database grades chart sheet, the pie slice for database should now be 14%. And it is. So now we can save.